Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining us today to learn about what's new in BIMrx 3.0. Before getting started, I just wanted to let everyone that if you have any questions, please feel free to enter them in the questions box, and we will get back to you via email after the webinar. I just wanted to introduce the panelists for today. So my name is Sheer Ehrlich, and I am a Strategic Implementation Manager specializing in architecture. I am also the BIMrx Core product owner, and I'm going to be showcasing for you today all of the amazing improvements for BIMrx Core 3.0. And here is Matt.
Hey guys, Matt Pavlovich here. I'm one of the product owners here at Microdesk, and I focus on BIMrx MEP. So excited to show you what's new in 3.0.
Hey everyone, William Spear. I am a Client Success Manager at Microdesk and BDC Fabrication Specialist, and today I'll be walking you through everything that's new in BIMrx Fabrication Release 3.0.
Now, we built BIMrx to enhance and simplify Revit and BIM 360. Each of the modules is purpose-built to allow you to get projects out the door faster and spend time focused on design versus modeling or drafting. Today, we are going to focus primarily on Core, MEP, and Fabrication. And at the end, I'll even highlight a little bit of what's coming next in BIMrx Cloud Manager. Now, BIMrx Core is the foundation of all the BIMrx products and is focused on project setup, model management, and documentation. With powerful commands and features that integrate with Excel, project teams can create custom workflows that work for the entire project team, not just Revit users. BIMrx Core automates those manual repetitive tasks so that your team can spend their time on things that matter most, like design. And because BIMrx Core focuses on project setup, model management, and documentation, its features are applicable to all disciplines and therefore is available on its own or ships with all other BIMrx products. With new features such as Imprint and the Revision Manager, project teams have even more ways to automate their workflows. And now with the integration of BIMrx Cloud Manager, which allows for the export of Bluebeam PDFs and NWC files from your Revit models, manual repetitive tasks are in the past. Let's take a look at a few features listed here. And I'm going to be showcasing for you Tag Select, Extract and Update, Imprint, and the new Revision Manager. Tag Select is one of BIMrx Core's documentation features that allow for automating the tagging process. Although Tag Select is not a new feature, it has experienced a tremendous facelift in BIMrx 3.0. Tag Select is now composed of 3 parts: Tag Settings, Tag Select, and Tag Select linked elements. I can use the tag settings to set up all of my tag configurations. Here, I can choose to either load pre-created tag configurations or create new ones. As you can see, I will be loading 2 different tag configurations for 2 different Revit categories. I can load in as many of these configurations as needed for my project. Once I have my configurations loaded, I can begin to specify them to be the default for that category. I can then use these configurations to specify multiple tag symbols, specify location in relation to my Revit elements, and specify an offset relative to that location. Once I have my configuration set up, I can now begin using my Tag Select or Tag Select linked elements. This will now allow me to use Tag Select similar to the out-of-the-box Revit tag by category, but tagging elements based on the default specified in my BIMrx tag settings. This is incredible. I no longer have to spend countless hours moving tags, aligning tags, or adjusting tag locations. With BIMrx Tag Select, my documentation set can look clean and beautiful every single time. And I don't know if it's just the architect in me, but I tend to be extremely OCD about my tag placement. So Tag Select is a lifesaver for me. Once my drawings have been tagged, I can then begin to manage the data within my model. With BIMrx's Excel-based workflows, managing data has never been easier. The BIMrx Extract and Update features allow for round-trip data between Revit and Microsoft Excel. A new feature added to BIMrx Extract is the ability to save parameter filter settings to your Revit projects. These filters allow you to specify which parameters are needed to be extracted to Excel. And now with the ability to save these settings, I can easily load them at any point in time to use. Once my data has been exported to Excel, I can now use Excel's core functionality to input information. As you can see, I can easily use formulas or even copy information from other files. Modifying data has never been easier. Once the data has been modified in Excel, I can use BIMrx's update feature to easily bring that data back into the Revit model. With one click of a button, that data has been updated, as seen in my room tags here. You might be asking yourselves, well, what if I need to incorporate data that isn't associated to my Revit elements? Well, now with the brand new BIMrx Imprint feature, you can do just that. The BIMrx Imprint feature allows you to link Microsoft Excel, Word, and PDF files directly onto your Revit views and sheets. With BIMrx Imprint, I can create a new imprint and select from either Excel, Word, or PDF files as is shown here. I can then choose one or many sheets from that file. Once the file has been imprinted, I can choose to auto update, or update from if that file is modified or changed at any point in time. As you can see, my Excel file has been successfully imprinted, and now I can move it to the desired location. With BIMrx Core's Excel-based workflows, managing and coordinating information outside of my Revit project has never been easier. Once my Revit sheets are complete, I now can use the new BIMrx Core Revision Manager to manage all of my revisions on sheet. The BIMrx Revision Manager allows me to add multiple revisions to multiple sheets, remove multiple revisions from multiple sheets, and create print sets from those revised sheets. Here you can see how I select multiple sheets and add my revisions. The BIMrx Revision Manager also includes intuitive filtering, allowing me to filter by revision or even by a title block. This allows me to easily see all of the sheets associated to a revision and remove any sheets as needed. I can then easily select all my revised sheets and use my BIMrx Revision Manager to create a print set from those revised sheets. Once my print set is created, I can go to my Revit Print Manager and see that revision print set. This is going to save me so much time with managing the revisions on my sheets. And now with the new export features in BIMrx Cloud Manager, I can create jobs to schedule the export of PDF files on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. With the integration of BIMrx Core and BIMrx Cloud Manager, you can automate your exporting process like never before. BIMrx Core already included incredible commands and features to automate project setup, model management, and documentation. But with the improvement of extract and update and tag select, and the additions of the new imprint and revision manager features, there are now tons of ways to speed up your workflows. Like I mentioned before, BIMrx Core is for all disciplines, and I'm certain that you would benefit from not just one, but many of the features listed here. I hope you just got a small taste of what BIMrx Core could do for your project teams. Now, I wish I had time to talk to you about all of these phenomenal existing features, like the Sheet View Manager, which automates the creation of views and sheets with an Excel-based workflow, or our renumbering feature that allows you to renumber just about anything in your Revit model. But I know that Matt Pavlovich wants to showcase the amazing changes to BIMrx MEP.
Awesome. Thanks for that share. Hope you guys are getting pretty excited. All right, now on to BIMrx MEP. So let's just reiterate here once more. BIMrx is a suite of purpose-built applications to streamline project setup, modeling, and documentation. So as for BIMrx MEP, hardcore modeling. BIMrx MEP includes all the features of Core and then extends heavily into modeling in Revit. So if you're an MEP engineer, designer, drafter, or coordinator, and you're frustrated with the time it takes to model BIMrx MEP, BIMrx MEP is going to solve all those problems for you. But just wait, it gets better. There's so much power in this application, it's not even funny. But let's just take a look at some of the most amazing, time-saving, and powerful updates to BIMrx MEP. We have things like modifying circuits, which have been made even easier with some updates. With additional options for routing and rerouting MEP runs, some of these commands have also been enhanced to save you even more time than previous iterations. For those folks that are new to BIMrx, I'd just like to highlight for a moment that slope piping is much more possible than ever, and dare I say fun, to model in Revit. With the array of commands in BIMrx MEP, becoming a power user akin to the AutoCAD power user is actually possible. I mean, copy and paste away, go for it. You can do that now. We have commands that you could use to easily move, connect, and align even sloped piping for extremely accelerated modeling and coordinating. Basically, rework isn't as daunting as it once was. Now, I won't be able to show you all the ins and outs of BIMrx right now, but you'll get a good enough taste of it here. And I do encourage you to reach out to one of us at Microdesk, and we'll be happy to show you more on perhaps a one-on-one demo. Let's start with the merged circuits. With merged circuits, we now have the ability to merge an entire panel of circuits onto another panel of our choosing. You could forget the 300 clicks of manual and individual transferring circuits around your model, and not to mention the bit of QA, QC that might naturally have to follow that process. Now, this could be done with essentially a few clicks of the button using the BIMrx Merged Circuits command. The idea for this feature enhancement, in fact, came from a couple of client suggestions. So due to the nature of how we operate here, we thought we'd prioritize getting this into version 3.0. And so we did. Here it is. So on that note, here's a thank you. And you're welcome to the clients who made the suggestion. You guys know who you are, so keep those suggestions coming. BIMrx Bloom. Our mechanical and plumbing designers have been giving us a lot of great feedback about the Bloom command. Let's revisit how it works for just a moment. Basically, Bloom places a piece of duct or pipe out of every open MP connector on a selected family, be that a fitting, fixture, or mechanical equipment. That's pretty convenient for when we're modeling on the fly and in any given view for that matter. Well, BIMrx just took this command one step further to work on electrical elements as well, so that connecting panels, equipment, and fixtures with conduit has become that much easier. Remember the roll into conduit command? We actually received a lot of feedback, great feedback from internal and subscribers of BIMrx over the past couple months. It's been simply epic for running and routing rolling kicks in conduit. Taking a process that typically takes multiple views, view adjustments, etc., and out of the box commands and boiling it down to just a few simple clicks. Well, we just expanded this command to work with pipe and round duct as well. We now have an extremely versatile command that, just like for conduit, connects two perpendicular MEP runs at two different elevations or offsets and joins them together with a rolling kick, or what we call a kick 90. I really want to stress this, that a kick 90 takes the place of, say, 7 other out-of-the-box commands in about 25 to 30 clicks overall. Oh, and multiple views at that, section views, plan views, etc. The kick 90 is pretty much a 7-in-1 command and executed in one single view. Don't believe me? Try it out. Or check out our BIMrx YouTube videos that actually showcase this comparison. BIMrx rerouting. How about this one? Remember the reroute under over command that you've been showing off to all your friends? Well, we've just expanded this command to work on multiple runs in one shot. That's right, in one single command. Just pre-select the parallel runs you want to reroute above or below an obstruction, then run the command as normal, which is only a few clicks at best. Clashing with an I-beam? No problem. Just reroute around them and move on with your day. But wait, there's a bit more. We've been hearing chatter about how convenient it would be to be able to more easily reroute around elements like columns, standpipes, and other vertical obstructions during coordination. Well, BIMrx MEP introduces a new command, reroute around, which is quite like reroute under over, but works in the horizontal, and with the same capabilities for executing on multiple runs as we saw earlier. Just a few clicks of the button. Expansion loops, anyone? BIMrx MEP was built for MEP designers, which cuts modeling time in half. With commands like Bloom, we're fitting out rooms faster and connecting MEP runs on the fly with less headaches. That same concept applies to features like elbow up, elbow down, elbow left and right, and so on. With commands like Move Connect, I can click on a family that has an open MEP connection and a family I'd like to move and attach it to. The command stretches the run, moves the fittings, all the while preserving the slope of the run. How great is that? With a variety of aligning, moving, and connecting commands in BIMrx, we can now easily build out and utilize assemblies that we can place, rotate, and in record time align branches and connect them into the rest of the system. Take this floor drain assembly, for example. We no longer have to model every P-trap and vent tee individually. We can place assemblies, disassemble them, use the align branch command from BIMrx, and utilize out-of-the-box commands like trim extend and tie everything back together. Easy peasy. All the meanwhile, preserving slopes. If we need different configurations, no problem. We have options. In fact, you have all day to contemplate options with the kind of time savings you'll recognize. So BIMrx was already awesome as it was, yet now it's a whole lot better with the upgraded connecting, reconnecting, routing, and rerouting enhancements. Just look at this extensive list. There's not just a little something for everyone in MEP, there's a lot for everyone. BIMrx MEP, coupled with some of the out-of-the-box commands, is an absolute powerhouse of tools, commands, and features. Well, speaking of power and tools, BIMrx MEP is probably about as expensive, if not cheaper, than a solid power tool combo kit that you might purchase at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, except these BIMrx tools don't wear out. They get better with age, like a nice bottle of wine. No, but seriously, it's because they aren't tools, they are purpose-built commands and features developed to reduce the mundane and low-value modeling tasks to allow us more time to focus on higher value tasks and issues that really matter in building design, coordination, and construction. All right, well, I hope I showed you enough of what BIMrx MEP could do for you and your firm, and hope you got you a little excited for how much it can improve your workflows with way more efficient modeling. So without further ado, I'll pass this on to William now to introduce to you the fabrication side of BIMrx Life.
All right, thanks, Matt. All right, welcome everybody. We're gonna take a dive here into BIMrx Fabrication. That is the BIMrx tools specifically for fab parts and ITM content inside of Revit. This is what's new in BIMrx Fab 3.0. There are 6 features we're going to look at today. One of them, floor sleeves and wall sleeves, is completely brand new tool. Spooling has gotten some major updates, as well as hangers, and we'll look at elbows and selection, bill of materials, and Bloom. So the sleeving tool is a pretty cool tool because it always reads pipes or systems and walls and floors. So it will work on duct, pipe, cable tray, you name it, and it'll always be bigger than the object itself. You can set your post size, you can set your sleeve sizes, even have an offset for ducts. So we can set the offset to 4 here, say okay. What's nice about this tool is I can go in and I can select multiple objects, things that don't even matter, but as long as it's a pipe or system family, duct, what have you, and a wall and a floor, it will look at only those objects that intersect, and in this case, I'm selecting wall. and it found 4 intersections, and you can see that we've picked up 4 right there. Okay. So that's selecting everything. I can also go back and select the tool first, and then just go in and select multiple objects if I want. So in this case, we'll select the 4 standpipes there, or 3 standpipes, and not even select anything else, hit finish, and it's already looking for any intersections, and it found those 3 sleeves in the floor. And what's nice also is it actually populates those with nested point families to facilitate export to total stations. So that's a pretty slick little tool and allows you to pick both ways, which is nice. Moving on to spooling. The spooling tool got a fair amount of work as well. When you start the spool tool, it opens into the spool settings dialog. And that's where you can go in and you can name the spools, you can filter the selection, for example, by service and level if you want. And then under options, we can select the categories that we want to be spooled. So we'll set our title block. And what's new in release 3.0, it's really cool, is auto numbering and auto dimensioning. So we can set those up here as well. We'll show how that turns out. You can check the views you want to have on the sheet. Unchecked views will still show up on the sheet, but they won't be inside the title block. And so we can move them in or out, delete ones we do or don't want, and so on. Finally, we can select the schedule for the bill of materials, save the settings, and then we actually go and pick the model elements we want to spool. And when we select those, we can come back and we have a number of different options, things we can do with them. We can spool them out. We can also export as a PCF file as well, right? That's nice to be able to have. And then let's go ahead and spool it. And what you see when you open the spool is everything has been tagged. So there you have, the tags are automatically populating. You can move them around a little bit if you need to, adjust them, but that's a lot easier than having to tag everything. So that's already done. And then the 2D views down here come pre-dimensioned, and you can move those around as well. So if dimension isn't where I want, or view isn't where I want a different view, I can do that. Drag a dimension off if I need to. And no spool will be complete without a bill of materials. And we'll get rid of those at the bottom. So there's a bill of materials there, and everything is connected. So how much time is the question I want to ask? Does this save you over having to manually put together a spool sheet? Or maybe you're not doing it all and it saves you an infinite amount of time. You haven't even tried this yet. Either way, if you've not seen this before, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, no sheet. I mean, no sheet ever worked like this for us. I mean, that's what I meant, sorry. Hangers. So when you open the hangers tool settings, you see a number of options to place before and after joints and fittings, which is something that's important for plumbing for sure. You can attach to structure if you want to. You can do this for duct and for pipes. And this is how it looks if we want to do a placing on some duct. It's pretty straightforward once you set those settings. Select the ducts you want to do. Select them individually. You could select runs if you like. And when you hit finish, you can see that it followed the instructions that we gave it. So it is rules driven, it's rules-based placement. And it's especially nice to have this kind of rules-based placement for piping, because you want to have hangers before and after each joint on DWV and or no hub and hub and spigot fittings, so you don't have any sagging joints, what have you. And then another nice feature that we added to this was the hanger rod extension tool. Now the hanger rod extension tool, when you see that, think of hanger rod embedment. That tool adjusts the hanger length to include embedment in the deck above, and actually you can visually confirm the deck penetration. So there you have it. It's 3 inches, we'll make it 2. And then to get a look at it and actually see, did this work? Let's switch to views here and see what the actual embedment looks like. There we go. So with that, the only thing we need to do is add points to it. So it's nice to be able to add points to your hangers so that you can send these all out to be spotted on the job site. The nice feature of this tool is it allows you to place those points as you're laying out your hangers, or you can leave them off and come back later once they're all adjusted and lay them out then. But the really nice part about this is it gives you both options. And of course, no hanger placement tool would be complete without being able to place the hanger or to export the hangers to a total station. So we have that in there. And when you do, you can see that it exports out as a CSV file. And there you have it. So that's a little bit about our hanger tool. Moving on to selection bill of materials. Now, the selection bill of materials used to capture only duct and pipe. It's been upgraded now to include electrical containment and hangers. So you can see the different selections there. You get complete control over parameters, formatting, filtering, and more. So you can set it up however you like to filter out whatever you need for the bill of materials. When you run the selection bill of materials command for pipe, it means you're free to select all the objects required, but it still just picks up pipe, right? It filters those out, just like some of the other smart selection tools like the sleeve tool. So we add that to our list, right? And when we do, it automatically separates a selection into two bills of materials, the MEP linear elements, like pipe, conduit, and duct, and so forth, and those systems fittings as well. So here you can see the linear elements, right? And for that, we've selected OEM, material size, long, description, service, and so on. Same thing for fittings, same categories. Cool, important facet of this too of the selection bill of materials tool is it tracks elements previously selected, meaning I can copy one previously included in a bill of material, and you can see if I copy this that it's going to be excluded. So if you go down to identity data down there in the bottom right, you can see that it's not there, right? It's not yet being tracked. So this is invaluable for quickly, it prevents you from having duplicate items, but it's invaluable for if you want to quickly compile data needed for ordering or purchasing or even project tracking based on construction areas, what have you. Again, the question, considering that BIMrx was developed from the ground up to save everybody time, is how long would this take just to set up the same schedule that you saw there in Revit, let alone to format it to make it look like a typical bill of materials, right? So the last feature I wanted to show you, which is also really cool, is elbows and blooming. So this is part of routing and fab tools. So as you saw earlier, Matt showed you, you can select a piece of equipment and bloom it. And when you do, it immediately puts ductwork, piping, conduit, whatever was there as a connector, it blooms that out. And then of course you can adjust those features. Here we're doing a split system AHU. Question is, how long would it take to add those connectors normally? You know, would it take 5 seconds like this? No. Well, it's kind of no wonder that our clients estimate they're getting back 6 to 8 hours per person per week. At the time they normally spend just trying to figure out how Revit likes it. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby. Notice that after the connectors are installed or instantly bloomed, you can also use the elbows tool to go up, down, left, and right, and even the elbows are bloomed. So every time I place an elbow, look, there's another piece sticking off the end of it, right? This is invaluable. This saves everybody time, right? And when I extend the vertical on there on the elbow, what you're not seeing here, but if this was a piece of sloped or pitched piping, drain, waste, and vent piping, when I go with a vertical up or down, it's actually giving me a true vertical. In other words, it's not continuing the 1/8 inch pitch into the vertical, right? So this is a very cool feature of bloom and elbow. That pretty much runs through the 6 things we wanted to show you today here, and basically those 6 different features and functionalities are made up of these 24 different additions for this particular release. So that's a fair amount of work that the team has put into all this for everybody, and should really give you a boost. If you haven't used this before, I cannot more highly recommend this. This is a fantastic tool. I've used myself, and it doubled my time first time I tried it, just with 3 of the tools. So thank you all for taking a look at what's new in Revit BIMrx Fab 3.0.
Hey, well, thanks. Yeah, just folks, in addition to all those great features that Will just showed you, you could couple BIMrx Fabrication with the BIMrx Fabrication DBS, which is a database of thousands of fabrication parts. And now, in the latest version of Fabrication DBS, we've included material and labor cost information from sinks and MCAA respectively. So definitely check that out as well. It's certainly something to add to your arsenal. All right, with all that, we're gonna hand it back to Sheer, and Sheer's gonna talk a little bit about Cloud Manager. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt and Will. That was really amazing to see. I mean, I've probably seen you guys showcase MEP and Fabrication so many times, and it still blows my mind every time I see it. I mean, these additions are incredible. But like I promised earlier, I'm also going to talk a little bit about BIMrx Cloud Manager. Now, BIMrx Cloud Manager was purpose-built to simplify the administration of BIM 360. Coming soon will be BIMrx Cloud Manager 2.7. which will come with BIMrx Core. One of the most incredible features of BIMrx Cloud Manager is the ability to upload, download, or publish your models on demand or on a schedule. And now with the integration of BIMrx Core, you can schedule the automated export of Bluebeam PDFs and NWC files from the BIMrx Cloud Manager Pro Jobs module. Now, remember how I showed you earlier how to create print sets with BIMrx Core's Revision Manager? Well, now with BIMrx Cloud Manager, I can take that print set I created with the Revision Manager and automate the export of PDFs, either on demand or on a schedule. This integration opens up the possibility for even more ways to automate your workflows like never before. With ways to manage multiple projects on multiple hubs, Cloud Manager is the solution for you. If you have more than just a couple of projects on BIM 360, you'll definitely benefit from BIMrx Cloud Manager. I really appreciate everyone taking time out of your day to listen to the new features in BIMrx Core, MEP, and Fabrication 3.0, and what's coming soon for BIMrx Cloud Manager 2.7. For more information on BIMrx, please visit the BIMrx or the Microdesk website. Here you'll be able to view the products, schedule demos, and get in touch with the right people to help you get started with BIMrx. That concludes our session for today. And again, thank you everyone for your time and have a wonderful day.